All right, welcome to today's video. Now, EVO is coming up literally this weekend. I think like as of me recording this, it's literally like 2 days away. So this is a very last minute tier list that I'm going to be making. Quick few announcements before we get into the video. I am now officially a married man. So yeah. I appreciate it. Now, you guys would have known this if you guys were following me on my Instagram. I always tell people to follow my socials, but this is the reason. You don't want to miss out on all the important things going on in my life. It's my marriage. So it's like, you know, a lot of like details, things that you guys don't see on the YouTube goes over on the socials, all the updates and stuff. So make sure you follow over there. Also, I'm not going to be streaming this week. I'll be streaming next week because I want to take time to spend with my family, but I just want to get this tier list out because I want the week to be filled out with content for you guys. But yeah, EVO is coming up, and I've had this tier list like in my head for a while, but I was just contemplating on whether I make a video or not. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a very quick tier list.
Okay.
And it's going to be a little bit different, but this is the last minute tier list that I think is going to be most accurate for everyone, casual players, pro players, and I think it's going to give you a little bit of an expectation of what you guys are going to be seeing at EVO. Hopefully I'll be paying attention to it on and off. I do have a lot of things to do this weekend, but yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I also want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. That means the world to me. I have to think of something special to do because I really didn't have a plan for it. I've just been so focused on making good quality content and bringing people in, streaming and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas for a video or anything like that, just, you know, leave it in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's get to the tier list. Okay, so in this tier list, I'm not doing the S, A, B, C. Listen, what you're gonna see is a lot of characters are gonna be lifted up into high and mid tier and top tier because I honestly don't believe there is bad, well, no. They're bad characters. Yeah, they are. But there's not so many bad characters. And that's why we have the fourth category, needs buff or changes. Ed Boon recently told us the characters that are going to be getting the buffs and changes and stuff like that. So a lot of them are going to fall into that category. And we already know the reason why. The game's been out for 9 months or longer. I don't really know, but we're not going to get too deep in explanations unless these characters have seen drastic changes. And then I'll basically compare it to my previous tier list. All right, so let's get into it. So we're starting off, we're going to start with Astra. Astra, I don't really think has had any major changes to her, other than she's had Movado added to her. And I think that makes her a little bit better. I'm really curious to see how she goes with these other cameos. Like, I think Sector is going to be a major change based off what we've seen in the Takeda trailer. I think that's going to be big up for her. But as of right now, I still have Astra in top tier. Do I? Top tier or high tier? I'm gonna put her at the top of high tier for now, and then we'll see where she goes from there. Baraka. So Baraka is one of those characters to me that just has such a solid moveset as far as his strings. He's been pretty much nerfed subsequent. I don't know that word. He's been nerfed since, you know, the beginning of the game when he had his damage nerf, and then basically in effect he was nerfed again when Cyrax was nerfed, and then Striker was nerfed, but he still has Kano. I don't think it's as effective as those other two cameos, but I still think he's just all around very good, so I'm going to put him in high tier as well. General Shao to me is just one of those characters. At one point I would have put him in high tier because with Movado entering, you know, the game, it really opened up a lot of his offense and stuff like that, and just caused him to be a damage machine. Now with them reverting Movado's damage scaling or increasing his scaling, it's kind of put him right back to the middle ground, so I'm going to put him in mid tier. Geras, he's one of those characters. I don't think he's like really terrible. I think he just needs a few things. They've been giving him buffs, but I don't really think that's been changing him much at all. I would normally put him in like the bottom of mid tier, but he really does need buffs. Havoc is also a character, hasn't really seen a lot of buffs. He's going to be getting buffs, like Ed Boon said. Also the same with Geras. He would, honestly, if there was a low tier here, he would be in the low tier, but obviously he needs the buffs. Johnny Cage, to me, I actually took him out of top tier last tier list, and he didn't even last. Honestly, he didn't last like one full rotation of, you know, staying out of top tier, and obviously Johnny Cage is top tier. And his love interest or boy toy boyfriend, whatever is going on in the storyline, Kenshi, he's obviously I think he's still a little bit, I don't know. Johnny Cage is just so well-rounded, especially when you throw Chameleon on. But I have more issues with Kenshi, maybe because I've run into more Johnny Cages. You know, I don't have as many issues with him because there's a sense of familiarity. Is that how we say it? And Kenshi is just like, it's just so fucking overwhelming. It's like one touch and you're dead. So yeah, he's also top tier. Katana is also top tier in my opinion. People really were hard on Katana when hard on Katana. Listen, she was at the beginning of the game like put in like bottom 3. People were saying she was bad, she was terrible at this. I don't think she's really had a lot of changes to her. I think people just finally woke up to the fact that she's very good, and from the beginning of the game I always thought Katana was very, very good. So she is in top tier, and I don't really see her going anywhere anytime soon. Kung Lao, my main man, Kung Lao. I see a lot of mixed opinions with him. Sometimes they'll say high tier, mid tier. I've even seen some people have him top tier. I'm going to put him right now. I'm going to put him at the top of mid tier. I think he is, I mean, I don't know. He is really good. Armored launcher. Yeah, we got to put him at least high tier. Yeah. Let me show him a little bit of respect. Me putting him that low is just because I want him to get some new moves and buffs, but for whatever reason they put him in as a cameo, so all of his spins and different moves and shit, I don't see him getting like a tornado spin launcher or anything like that added on to him, because then there would be no point for the fucking cameo. But that's just me wishful thinking. Li Mei has actually got some buffs as of late. I don't think she is amazing. Some people say she's broken, as you guys will see it, or have seen in my previous video. A guy was like,
and I can't wait till they nerf this bitch.
Look, she's getting buffs literally in like fucking a week from now. So yeah, that dude's gonna have a hard time, because there's gonna be a lot of Li Meis out there. She's getting a new pop-up combo string. But as of right now, I do have Li Mei at the top of mid tier, and we'll see where she goes from there. I also think Liu Kang is top tier as well. I think he, as well as Katana, it's really a toss-up between who you think is better. I think Liu Kang has a little bit better of projectiles and has a little bit better of damage scaling. So I guess I would probably put Liu Kang over Katana. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Liu Kang over Katana. Just because of how much damage he can get sometimes is insane. Melina, I'm actually gonna put at the top of mid tier. I don't think Melina is a whole bunch better than Li Mei, and I think after the Li Mei buffs, I think we might actually be putting her above Melina and putting her into high tier. Melina to me is just not that hard to deal with. She does get very good damage and stuff like that, but if you know her strings and you have decent reaction time and stuff like that, you can pretty much react to what Melina is doing. Her counter zoning is not that great. It's okay. And basically the main thing you have to watch out for is people doing random ball rolls or random teleports, which leaves, you know, her very punishable. So yeah, I've got her at the top of mid tier. Natara, I don't have to get too much into this one. She's fucking ass. She's terrible. Worst character in the game, has been the worst character in the game. A lot of people said it was Havoc. I always think it was Natara, honestly. I mean, well, I don't know. No, Natara's the worst. Definitely needs buffs. Raiden, I think, is also at the top of high tier. I would have him, he's close to being top tier, honestly. He's, you know, had a lot of nerfs and stuff like that. You can't do the whole chip damage exploit, whatever the fuck, you know, people call it, with the Cyrax and all that. Raiden Kano is still pretty good. Raiden Chameleon's decent. But it's just the fact that you can't, you know, just do the overly nonsensical shit with Raiden anymore. And honestly, I think of him very similar to Baraka, where he just has so many good strings to where I don't ever see him falling out of high tier, honestly, unless they just, you know, completely fuck up his moveset altogether, which I don't think is gonna happen. Rain also, I'm gonna put him in high tier. At one point I would put Rain in top tier, but I don't know. Obviously I think Rain is very good, but I think it's just you know, I don't know if I've got more familiar with him, but I think he's just really taken a step back, even though when he had those new moves added to him, I just don't see anything really different about him. Now, if that move was a low, he would definitely be top tier. But also, here's the thing, playing against a very good Rain, I would have to put him in top tier. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna put him up here. I'm gonna put him up here near the top of high tier. How's that? I think that's fair right there. Reiko hasn't had a whole lot of changes here. He's pretty much been the same for a while. He actually did creep up in the top tier and high tier and stuff like that. I think what really opened up Reiko was the amount of damage people were getting with like cameos like Janet and stuff like that. But Janet getting her damage nerfed, I think pulls him back a little bit. I'm just really excited to see another cameo that works well with Reiko. I think that's the main thing is, much like Kung Lao, in my opinion, he doesn't have a lot of flexibility when it comes to cameos and stuff like that, and I think that's one of his biggest crux. So, you know, you usually get the Reiko Tremors, the Reiko Dariuses. I even see some people run Reiko Sector, Reiko. I mean, that might be it. I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm still gonna put him in high tier. I'm gonna put him right below Baraka. I think he's a little bit. Is he better than Kung Lao? Yeah, I think his normals are a little bit better, and that's a very important part, you know, when he has that range. Reptile, I think Reptile's gotten some huge buffs just through Movado. If you guys watch Honeybee, I think Honeybee is absolutely disgusting. And the things you can do with Movado and Reptile now is just crazy, especially with the being able to cancel out of certain moves and the invisibility that's almost seems like constant on this character. It is just very, to me, it can be very tricky, which Reptile is supposed to be. And I honestly think I've got him pretty high up on the tier list. He might be higher than where he was last time I did the tier list. So I'm gonna put him, I'm gonna actually put him right above Baraka. Yeah, he's definitely in high tier for me. Scorpion, I'm actually gonna put Scorpion in the category that he needs buffs. Scorpion just is very limited, just because he doesn't have too many good strings. He doesn't really have any mix-ups, and he really just becomes into a forward 3 machine. But his forward 3 is very stubby. It is a mid, of course, but it's really like an up close move. He does have stand 2, which is his best move in the game, I think. His spear is very good. He has good damage and stuff like that, but he doesn't have a lot of craftiness to him, and I think they're giving him a buff on the EX teleport, so hopefully that gives him something where he can teleport and get a launcher or a combo extender, and you can still cancel out of it to not, I think that's what he's missing, is kind of similar to how it was in MK11. If they add that to him, I think that'll be a big open up the character a bit more, but I think he needs even more than that. Shang Tsung, I also think, needs buffs. I think the young version of Shang Tsung really needs the buffs, because I think most of his best qualities come from the old version of him. But the thing is with me, this is just a personal thing. This young version of Shang Tsung looks so good. I don't want to fight a fucking old man all the time. So can we buff the young version of Shang Tsung, please? Just so I don't have to sit and look at the old man the whole fucking game, okay? Sindel is also very good. I'm actually going to put her up in top tier. I haven't seen a lot of her as of late. It's so crazy because when Sonic Fox like hops off of a character, it's like everybody just hops off the fucking character. It's like I haven't been seeing as many Sindels. I'm gonna put her at the bottom of top tier. I don't think she's better than Katana, or if she is, she's just as good, but not too many changes with Sindel. She's been top tier the whole game, and I'm gonna leave her there. Smoke has actually been opened up with a lot of Sector and Cyrax cameos. A lot of people are using that invisibility a lot more, and he's also getting very crafty and tricky, much like Reptile, but I don't think he's as good. But I think Smoke is probably a little bit better than Kung Lao, but he does have a issue of being very meter reliant if you use a lot of the invisibility and shit. But if you don't use that and you're just relying on cancels and stuff like that, I think Smoke is not too great, okay? And I would probably put him in like mid tier, but I'm gonna give him a little respect and put him in high tier. Sub-Zero, I think Sub-Zero slightly needs buffs, maybe a little bit of a damage buff, maybe a little bit something else, but I'm just not exactly sure how you would buff Sub-Zero. Somebody in the comment section on one of my latest videos let me know how they thought Sub-Zero should be affected, maybe making his back two a little bit more safe on block, or maybe a little quicker startup. I think its startup is just fine. I really wouldn't buff him crazy, because I would really honestly put him in like high mid tier, something like that, but yeah, I think he does need changes, not as much as any of these. So you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna put him right below me, Lee May. That's where I'll put him. Tanya, I've been playing oh shit, did I hit the mic? I'm sorry. My wedding ring. Tanya I've been playing a lot of as of late, and she is actually very, very good. I'm actually gonna put her right up in high tier. I'm gonna put her, I think she's very good. I think I'm gonna put her right here between Reptile and Baraka. I think she's a little bit better. I think people sleep on her a little bit. She has good chemistry with Jax, Goro, Chameleon, Mataro. Yeah, she has a lot of great cameos and stuff like that. I'm sure she even has more, but those are the first ones that come to mind with me. And hopefully these buffs to these cameos and stuff like that will open up her game even more. But Tanya is very solid. People said she was low tier. Some people have her up in S tier, but I don't know if she's that good. But you know, if you have a good mid string in this game that does chip damage and can be special canceled, then yeah, you're a pretty good character. So yeah, she's gonna be up in the middle of high tier. Omni-Man, here's the thing, this might be controversial. I'm not too big on Omni-Man. Omni-Man is pretty good to me. He's not like insane. I'm actually gonna put him like at the top of mid tier. I'm not like overly impressed with Omni-Man. Maybe the player you know, that I play is not crazy, but I just don't, I'm not huge on him. Okay, now Quan Chi, you guys have seen that I've been loving me some Quan Chi as of late. Quan Chi to me, I mean, most people would say,
oh, he's the worst in the game. He needs buffs, he needs this, he needs that.
Quan Chi is fucking disgusting. Honestly, he is so good. The only thing that holds Quan Chi back is just slow buttons, and he doesn't have a mid. So you can micro duck the fuck out of this character. Now his keep away game is to me the best in the game. So obviously he's the best zoner in the game, but he also doesn't have terrible damage. He synergizes well with Chameleon, with or is it Chameleon? Yeah, I believe Chameleon. He has nice setups with Jax. He has nice stuff with Janet, Serena, Sector. You know, he has a lot of things that, you know, are working for him. So me personally, I would have Quan Chi. I would have him right below Tanya. I think he's very good. Yeah, I think Quan Chi is very good. I don't know where all this comes from, but he is getting buffs. So you know, I would say he needs buffs, right? Yeah. I think let's get him some more buffs so we can get him up to top tier. Peacemaker is also very good. Still had a lot. I mean, Jesus. When I talk about nerfs, he has been nerfed so bad, it's actually insane. But he's still very good. I actually really do have him still at the top of high tier. I think he's very good, but you know, because I think his keep away is pretty good. It might even be better at Quan Chi's, honestly. But I still have got him at least like top 10 in this game. Ermac, you guys will be seeing soon that I've gotten completely destroyed by Ermac as of late. Yeah, and it's not fun. And if you play somebody that's at a very high level of Ermac, to me, I think all the Ermacs have dropped off the face of the earth as of late, because for whatever reason, I guess they're just not playing them as much, maybe because Homelanders came out and stuff like that. Ermac to me is still very good. I still have him at the top of high tier. I would probably put him like right here, like right below Ashra, because he does really struggle at range, and the fact that he doesn't have a safe teleport or anything like that, or good entry tools and stuff like that, that really hurts him to me. And last but not least, we have Homelander. Homelander is going to be Sonic Fox's main going into EVO. I'm very curious to see how that goes. But the thing I want to see most is a lot of characters being used differently, or more variety of characters. So Homelander is very good. I thought he was weird at first. He's had a lot of bugs and stuff with him, things not working, but I think now we're comfortable enough to, you know, place him on the tier list. That's also why I kind of wanted to wait, because I knew there would be fixes coming to Homelander. But so now let's officially put him top three easily. I might even Jesus Christ, he's really good though. Yeah, I think he's good in top 3. I don't think that's too much. So I think there's only like, I think in here I've only got like 6 top tier characters. I think that's okay. I don't think that's too far off. Yeah, I think this is a solid tier list, regardless if you're a pro player, casual player, and stuff like that. Now that I'm looking at it, Kung Lao being at the bottom of high tier, but look how many motherfuckers are in high tier. Look, some people will say, oh, he's at the bottom of high tier, he's almost mid tier, but look, over half the roster is high tier and top tier. There's only what, 12 characters that are mid or low tier? There's a lot of characters in this game, and the fact that over half of them are on the better end of it is actually very good. I think some characters just need to be brought up a little bit. There's always going to be mid-tier characters, but if we can get everybody in this top to high tier, and there's like only a few characters in mid-tier, that means you've got a great balanced fighting game. I think the game is somewhat balanced, but yeah, there's so many characters that just need a little bit more. Like these characters down here, especially from Sub-Zero down, or you could even say Lee May down. These characters need to be uplifted. But that's pretty much it for my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Let me know how accurate you think this is. I think this is a great all-around tier list. I think I always make great all-around tier lists. So nothing too crazy or anything. I don't want to, over-exaggerate or anything and, try and clickbait people. People might think I'm still doing that, but this is just my opinion. This is from me, and I've been playing the game a lot more as of late, so I think the more and more I play, the more accurate these tier lists get. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I won't be streaming this week, but I will be live next week when Takeda drops. I'll be live here on YouTube and on Twitch, so make sure you guys are following. And you guys should have a nice day, and I hope you guys do. Blessed day to you all. That was a great outro, right? Yeah. I think it was pretty good. Yeah.